So BP farming is going to be very crucial in the Indigo Disk to go ahead and get starters and pretty much unlock everything. So let's go ahead and go over how you can do it in a group setting and a solo setting by starting off with the group. But you will get a gold one if you are in a group that requires a online session in the Union Circle. So you can go ahead and jump online. That'll give you your bigger ones. 3 reds will give you a gold, and that can range from multiple things. But that will be the best way to go ahead and farm, because each time somebody completes a quest, you are going to be getting BP. So anybody that completes one, you're going to get BP. But that is going to be in a group setting, the fastest farm. So let's go ahead and go over the solo farm as how we can go ahead and get some BP that way. But if you come to the Canyon Plaza, where you fought the steel type leader of the Blueberry Academy, you end up doing that flying trial. If you do go ahead and do that flying trial, you can go ahead and get extra BP by redoing it. There are going to be 4 levels to this: easy, normal, hard, and super hard. If you do the easy one, you're going to get 50 BP. The normal is going to be 100, the hard is 200, and the super hard is going to be 500 BP by simply completing that. Sadly, though, if you do go ahead and try and do it again, the super hard is only going to give you 50. The hard is going to give you 20, the normal is going to give you 10, and the easy is only going to give you 5. So not super replayable unless you are just super good at that super hard level, giving you that 50 BP, so you could stack up on that. But for a one-time through, you can go ahead and easily get 850 BP by just doing this one time, not a problem. That'll actually be pretty good. Another way you can go ahead and make BP is by doing the trainer battles in the biomes. So there's 4 biomes, and there's 14 trainers in each. If you do go ahead and complete all of them in the area, if you do talk to the person right by the heal station, so kind of like we did back in Paldea by completing the trainers in the areas to get like the amulet coin, the 6th one in each area is going to give you 100 BP. The 10th one in the area is going to give you 200, and the 14th trainer, so doing them all, is going to give you 500 BP. That's going to be a good way to go ahead and get that, because you are going to get about 2,000 BP by just doing all the trainers. So if you do want to go ahead and do this, you can do 2,850. Interesting enough, 2,850 is the number of BP you need to go ahead and complete the special coach's quest to get the secret boss in the league room. But you could do a little bit more and go ahead and unlock some starter Pokemon in their area. But if you can't go online, that's perfectly fine. And if you've done all those and got your 2,850, which is a good chunk, you can still go ahead and do this solo. The way I do it, it's super simple, and it can vary depending on what you want to do. So simply here, we have the Savannah. So take a photo in the Savannah, auto battle, and then catch a rock type. I personally skip the rock or the catching types. So catching a Pokemon, I skip because I don't want to fill up my box. So that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and do that. It only costs 10 BP to go ahead and get rid of it. The lowest BP you can get is 20. So that's amazing. Now, as you can see, the auto battle is going to give me 20, so I can just make it up by doing that. And this would typically give you 40. It is a higher one, but if you don't want to fill your box up, perfectly fine. But the top one is a battle a Tera Raid Pokemon, which can be a little different because it can be doing Tera Raid battles, wild Pokemon, things like that. They're a little bit harder, but they do give more BP. And if you want to switch that one, it is going to be 50. So the lowest for that will give you 100. If you change it, that's going to be 50. So you can go ahead and easily swap it and still have a 50 net gain, which isn't too bad. But here's how I kind of do mine. So I would go ahead and swap this one, and now it says terrestrialize a Pokemon, but that is pretty easy if I'm going to go fight a wild Tera Pokemon. But what I do is actually hang around the center of the map, because a lot of these revolve around taking photos. So I need to come take a photo in the Savannah. If I come to the Savannah, or if I'm in the middle, honestly, I just run on in here, boom, I'm already in the Savannah, and I can just go ahead, take a photo. Doesn't matter how close they are. Done. And now what it can give me next is another one, or make yourself a TM. Make yourself the TM can be annoying, but I'm already in the middle. So if you're running around, you can go ahead and already make this. So it's not a problem. You don't have to cross the map, or you can just change it. There's a fairy type, not hard. Take a Pokemon while it's flying. So this, you'd have to go to a specific area. And the key thing about this, which I haven't seen anybody really talk about, is you would think it's a flying Pokemon. But if I come over here, which is nice, this is a really nice tip if you haven't figured this out already, for taking the flying. We can take a Geodude here. Geodude's not a flying type. It's not a bird. It's not nothing. But he counts as flying. There's other Pokemon that count this as well. Inkay counts. Flying in the coastal area, it's flying. Anything that's not touching the ground is flying. So that's very easy to go ahead and figure that one out. But that's also a way you can go ahead and rapidly do everything. Boom, take a flight again. That means I just take another photo of Geodude. That is how I got all the way up to 16,000. I have all the starters done. I have everything done. Everything upgraded. Staying in that center area of the map gives you access to everything. Each biome, each Pokemon, and it doesn't really matter. And you can stack up to 3 reds at a time. That bar goes from green to yellow to red. Red is going to be the max, and that means once I do the wild Tera Pokemon, if I do one more, or if I just simply do this one, I'm going to end up having another red. I tend to stack three reds so I can go bam, 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 and that's 300 minimum, right back to back to back. Super simple. I highly recommend hanging around the middle of the map, knocking these out as fast as possible. Don't overlook the trainer battle. Don't overlook that flying, because the flying gives you a lot by simply doing it. The super hard can be kind of difficult. And in all honesty, if you want, you can replay the super hard if you can get it down. It does take a minute, but 50 BP, and if you can do it consistently fast enough, that 50 starts stacking, because your normal quest, I could sit here for a minute and go ahead and make 20 BP off of 10 auto battles. Well, if I can do the flying faster, then I can do 10. Why don't I just go make 50? So there's definitely ways to play around this. I like hanging around the middle of the map. Like I mentioned, if you can't go online, that's perfectly fine. That is going to be needed for some legendaries, but that we'll be going over that in another video. So think about what Pokemon you just see levitating off the ground, hanging around the middle of the map, because it does make a difference. And that flying does give you a lot of BP. Don't overlook that. Make sure you do the flying. Make sure you do the trainer battles, because the trainer battles also give you other items. And hang around the middle of the map. Geodudes fly. Look at that. Think about what you can knock out the fastest. I go ahead and skip all the catching. So not a problem. But if you did find this one helpful and learned anything new about a way you could get BP, maybe the flying, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you did find this helpful, go ahead and drop a like while you're down there, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.